Good morning, everyone. It is early morning here. It's still dark outside. It's nice and fresh now. It's September, and I love it. I have the upper part of my door open, and I hear the outside coming in, the noises coming in. I love it. Oh, it's been a while, a few days. Taking care of a little one again. I don't know how people do it out there. Not giving it their all and 100%, which I do every day if I'm taking care of my youngest granddaughter. And she is so much fun. And it's amazing on how what she reacts to now. Um, so many changes happening within her. She's figured out that she can move her limbs. And she loves watching the dogs play. That gets her to giggle more than anything. And just to have her sit on my lap and watching the dogs and her starting up with her giggling. Uh, anyway, so uh, my son's birthday has come and gone. It was September 2nd. And he happened to play at a venue. It was a fundraiser for a very rare liver disease, and there were a couple of children that suffered from that, and so the fundraiser was for that, not just for those children, but I guess for the research. It's a rare disease, so. And the one thing with rare diseases is it worth it to get into, studying that and figuring out how one could help people like that? Okay, just saying. Children are involved, so every effort should be made. Right? Yes, yeah. Well, I saw one where they have a cat now that is traveling around the world with her family or his family. I don't know if it's a male or a female. And they're doing that for awareness on how there were two animals that died in a cargo hold due to luggage moving one, and one froze to death or something. And yeah, that's sad. That's really sad. Yeah. Yet there is this big old campaign going on now, to have all the animals traveling in the cabin, which I'm good with. I'm an animal person. I don't care if there's how many animals are going to be in the cabin? Surely not 100. But, if you can take them into the cabin now, then there may be more people traveling with their animals again. It can be done. The flights are okay. What they are, so many hours, and then the airports just have to have some places, at the airport where you can take your animal potty. Oh, why not? It makes it all more what? More humane for everyone. And not only this, I mean, who knows? It might make someone's day to be able to pet a dog or a cat. And I don't know how the owners are going to be about it. Just saying. It wouldn't bother me. With all the delays though now, with all the flights, this and that, why do you even travel with your animals if you don't have to, right? Yes, you should have a friend or something. If you're just going on vacation, you're not locating, your whole belongings somewhere else. Um, but there it is, right? Campaign for that. Yeah, it's good. It's fine. I'm not against it or anything, but here is a fundraiser for children who are having, and I'm sure adults have it too, have this rare liver disease that probably isn't getting enough funding to really get into and see, what's going on here and how could this be taken care of. Just saying, where's all the money going to? Where is the attention that people? Where should it really be? Yes, with animals, in a cargo hold or or children with a rare liver disease. Just saying. Uh, both should be given attention to. Yeah, yes, but just saying. What takes precedence? Okay, we'll say. Um, but so we went there, and my son's band was playing there, and that was great. It's just we went the whole family, and it's very family friendly. It's up in in a mountain somewhere, and on a mountain, and ah, it was it was great. I really loved it, and we were waiting. So it's my son's birthday. So just about the whole family, everybody showed up. My my youngest daughter with her intended showed up, and my husband came, and but they weren't there yet. We were there a little bit earlier because we had to leave earlier. We had my oldest granddaughter who needed to go to school the next day. So okay. So I'm walking out to kind of to the entrance there, and I'm very friendly. Once I'm out with people, I just start talking to people. If they don't like me talking to them, they can always walk away or give me the look of "Who the heck are you?" I'm going, "Oh, there it is." And there was this guy standing there. And we just started talking, and turns out it was his birthday as well, and he was a few years older than my son, and we start talking, and he tells me, yeah, he says, I'm I'm all alone in the world now. I don't have anybody, a family per se, and he says, my mom passed away a couple of years ago. My dad before that, so he didn't have no parents. And I'm looking at him. I'm going, oh my gosh, if God didn't just put me where I needed to be for this person. And I said, you know what? Come here. Let me give you a big old birthday hug from your mom from heaven. Because I'm a mom who gave birth on the same day. And he was just he was like, oh my gosh, it was just this amazing, beautiful moment. Uh, we ended up talking for a while longer, and here comes my youngest daughter and her boyfriend, and he's just looking at them, and he's, oh my gosh, what beautiful people. And then I said, oh yeah, and here comes my husband. And I said, oh, and he's so he had a bandana on. I had my hair down like this, and I was wearing a hat, a real funny hat, and a funny hat. My daughter brought it home from Italy, and the top of it started to unravel, and I'm going, how do I fix that? And I ended up fixing it, and my daughter said, okay, Mom, that's an interesting way to fix that. I said, yo, you don't like it? I said, can I have the hat? She says, Mom, you have the hat. I love the hat. Of course I love the hat. Where did it come from? Who brought it? Yes, yeah, and then it has my own little fixing on there. Okay, all right. Anywho, so the guy had his name was Tanner. And I wouldn't forget that because our farrier's name is Tanner. So there's no way I'm going to forget that name. And I ended up going and telling my son, say, hey, a guy that works here, just met him out there. His birthday's also today. So give him a mention. He's all alone in the world, per se. You know. And they did. They ended up, mentioning him. And people, yeah, happy birthday, Tanner. It was great. Uh, So here comes my husband, and the guy had a bandana on and a ponytail, and kind of long hair. And here comes my husband with a bandana on, and he too has a ponytail. And he looks at me, he says, "Man, you guys are like them old hippies, aren't you?" And I'm going, "Oh my God, you don't know anything about us. Neither of us is a hippie. I mean, I may have gone through some, well, I don't know, you could call it a little hippie days when I was in my teenage years, and he may have too, but as far as like being a hippie, no. Yeah. But you know what? I thought, yeah, who cares, right? Yes. I see. Don't judge a book by its cover, kind of thing. But anyway, it was kind of funny. So we had a nice little chat with him, and he seemed just loved it. He says, "This was so wonderful." He says, "I feel like I'm just surrounded by really loving people," and blah blah blah. And anyway, wasn't great, but again, I thought, hmm, when you have the right heart to mind set, you come across these situations where a person that you don't even know just needs you to needs you. The situation needs you to recognize it for what it is, and just give that itty bitty little love. Yes, yeah, yeah. Interesting, right? Yeah. Oh, and then there was another one. My youngest daughter made a comic strip, a little comic, about the last day of our horse Bo, who passed away now about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's I brought everybody to tears to start with, so where's the comic and all that? Okay, a beautiful tribute to a horse that we've owned for 20 years and got to be over 40 years old and had a wonderful, fabulous life. Um, and she just the it, absolutely beautiful. And I just marvel over the talents that my children have, all of them. I just marvel on how when children are giving a chance growing up to develop their talents, then take them with them into their life and incorporate their talents into their life. The it's a wonderful thing for everyone around them as well. Yes. Ah. Anyway, okay, all right. Enough of all that. Let's get going here. Again, like to remind everyone why I'm doing this. This is for the reputation of God, because I feel that God's being pulled into our heavenly parent, our heavenly father, heavenly mother, is being pulled into all kinds of things that, nope, not there. That's not how the God that I know, that's not how he works. He works in exactly the way that I just described with this young man that just needed a hug from a mom, instead of his mom not being there. And yes, I also told him, I said, "Well, here you go." I says, "Your mom's still here, right here." And he says, "I know. My parents are right here too." There you go. Well, anyway, so wonderful young man. Probably will never meet him again, right? Yes, there's just this one. That's I also tell him, I said, that's why we're a family. Under God's umbrella, we're all one family. Yes? All right. So we are in second book of Maccabees. I think I'm procrastinating again a little bit too with this. It's just, seriously. All right, reputation of God. And to give my 5 cents to it, I wasn't there. I don't even know if most of this is true or if it's just fairy tales. Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard to discern that a little bit sometimes. And I think that to kind of see this a little bit from a different perspective, where I'm going, no, I'm not. No, God's not about all these wars and all that slaughter, and I don't care which side it is. This is garbage, okay? And if that's kind of a little bit out there, then maybe then instead of just reading the Bible and go, wow, this is what God is all about. That's that kind of stuff. Oh, it was that way. Oh, is it any different now? And no wonder people go, nah, I don't want anything to do with a God like that. But God's not like this. Absolutely not. And if Christians out there or any other denomination, whatever, believe in the one God, he's all loving, really, all loving. Don't read the Book of Kings and the Maccabees then, okay? But no, do not. And not if you believe that. He's omniscient. He's omnipotent, uh, unchanging. Seriously. Then we have to throw all these words out, because that's not what God is. Then to fear God. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a saying, and and it comes to my mind every once in a while when I hear certain things going on, where I'm going, right there, and I have to say, stop doing that. That's not true. And I have to stop myself and going, no, put that out of your mind. Don't even say it out loud, because it's wrong. And that is, oh yeah, if you do something, God will punish you immediately. Right? We have a saying that, Gott straft sofort. And that was kind of something that I grew up with, and it kind of, okay, is it just to kind of put you on the alert, so to beware, right? Reflect before you react? Okay, one could take it that way. But that's not how people are taking it. It's more like, yeah, I told you so. And that's another one. And no. It's not, doesn't work that way. It's not like that. We have free will. We have the freedom to choose. And we have the freedom to choose to do right or wrong. Yes? Anyway. So, let's get going. All right, so let's just make our way through it. This is a little bit of a shorter one, though. Hey, seven's going to be a really long one. Let's get going. So we're in the second book of Maccabees, 5, second Egyptian campaign. At about this time, Antiochus was preparing for his second attack on Egypt. I'm confused also. So who is Antiochus now? He's definitely not part of the Jews. I'm assuming he's not part of Israel, so he's part of whatever. And we're getting to hear all these wars that, again, who are these people? Why are they fighting against each other? And what does God have to do with any of that? Yeah. It then happened that all over the city for nearly 40 days there were apparitions of horsemen galloping through the air in cloth of gold, troops of lancers fully armed, squadrons of cavalry in order of battle, attacks and charges this way and that, a flourish of shields, a forest of pikes, a brandishing of swords, a hurling of missiles, a glittering of golden accoutrements, and armor of all kinds. So everyone prayed that these manifestations might prove a good omen. How the heck is that a good omen to start with? And the other is, what did I just say? Fairy tales? What? Were they all drinking or on some kind of a high, some kind of a weed that they found? There's, my life I've never seen any weirdo stuff going on in the sky. As I said, I've never seen an alien either, and believe me, I've invited them. If you are really out there, why don't you come and see me? And then I'm going to ask you, with all the technology and all that kind of that you guys got coming here on Earth, why are you doing what you're doing to the people? They're all supposed to be God's people too, aren't they? I'm just saying. No, I'm not going to believe in no apparitions in the sky and the clouds and all that jazz, okay? It's fun to lay there and go, oh, look, I see a bunny. I wonder if it's going to start hopping. Right? And just have some fun with certain things and how the clouds shift, this and that. Yeah? And the shapes that we know about. And of course, they're going to happen up in the sky, too. Just because it's like clouds, what? Kind of creating their own paintings in the sky? Okay. Next thing, we're going to, what? Pay homage to the clouds? Okay, just saying. I don't believe this. This did not happen. This is again just some kind of a weirdo thing coming out of someone's brain for what exactly? Anyway, gosh, Daniela, you're already going. I know. It's been a while. Jason's insurrection, counteraction by Antiochus Epiphanes. Again, it seems to me like that the higher ups are always looking for something to tell the people. No, 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 no. We got to get going. Did you see? Did you see that? Oh, I didn't see anything. Well, a lot of people did. You must have missed it. A good omen? How's that a good omen? Ugh. Then, on the strength of a false report that Antioch. Oh, that's weird. I'm literally smelling weed right now. I know nobody's out there anywhere. But I'm smelling weed. I'm not wrong, am I? Okay. These people need to lay off the drugs. Okay. Jason took at least 1,000 men and launched an unexpected attack on the city. Oh yeah, that Jason. Man, that's strong. I know that skunks and raccoons can smell like this too. It smells like somebody's smoking weed right outside my door. That is weird. Okay. When the walls had been breached and the city was finally on the point of being taken, Menelaus took refuge in the citadel. Jason, however, made a pitiless slaughter of his fellow citizens. Oh my gosh, see? Great omen. Oblivious of the fact that success against his own countrymen was the greatest of disasters, but rather picturing himself as winning trophies from some enemy and not from his fellow countrymen. Uh-huh. See, suddenly, okay, I'm not going to go there. Dear me. Even so, he did not manage to seize power, and in the end, his machinations brought him nothing but shame, and he took refuge once more in Amanitis. His career of wickedness was thus brought to a halt. Imprisoned by Aretas, the Arab despot, escaping from his town, hunted by everyone, detested for having overthrown the laws, abhorred as the butcher of his country and his countrymen, he drifted to Egypt. He who had exiled so many from their fatherland himself perished on foreign soil, having traveled to Sparta, hoping that for kinship's sake he might find harbor there. Well, how was he related to everyone? I told you this before. It's just such a confusing story. So many carcasses he had thrust out to lie unburied. Now he himself had none to mourn him, no funeral rites, no place in the tomb of his ancestors. When the king came to hear of what had happened, he concluded that Judea was in revolt. He therefore marched from Egypt, raging like a wild beast, and began by storming the city. He then ordered his soldiers to cut down without mercy everyone they encountered, and to butcher all who took refuge in their houses. It was a massacre of young and old, a slaughter of women and children, a butchery of young girls and infants. There were 80,000 victims in the course of those 3 days, 40,000 dying by violence, and as many again being sold into slavery. Well, so where's God in all this? Why is this in here? Pillage of the temple. Not content with this, he had the audacity to enter the holiest temple in the entire world, with Menelaus, that traitor to the laws and to his country, as his guide. With impure hands he seized the sacred vessels, with impious hands he seized the offerings presented by other kings for the aggrandizement, glory, and dignity of the holy place. So the temple's being taken down again, plundered again. No wonder God didn't want that, right? I'm just saying, because if you go all the way before, much farther back, we know God did not want a temple, didn't want that. Again, it was erected for what exactly? Yes? Uh, Holding so high an opinion of himself, Antiochus did not realize that the Lord was temporarily angry at the sins of the inhabitants of the city, hence his unconcern for the holy place. What? Had See, now they're making the excuses. Well, God didn't step in because, yep, we must have done some stuff wrong. So he was unconcerned with even the temple being raided and, yeah, degraded. Seriously? Okay, I'm sorry. Anybody with a little bit of brain has to go, wow, nice excuse. Excuse is being made here for well, God's supposed to be on the side of his people, regardless, right? What did I say oftentimes before in the Book of Kings? The promises, right? Then when the kings were still kind of on the right path, and then had these prophets, just tell the prophets, well, you make sure that you tell God he made these promises to us, right? Yes, yes. Regardless if they actually followed the covenant, right, that they made with God. Yeah, but often was pointed out. Not here, no promises are pointed out anymore. Nothing. That's just weird. It's look. Antiochus, having extracted 1,800 talents from the temple, hurried back to Antioch. In his pride, he would have undertaken. Oh, wait a minute. I went too far here. Oh. Had they not been entangled in many sins, Antiochus too, like Heliodorus, when King Seleucus sent him to inspect the treasury, would have been flogged the moment he arrived and checked in his presumption. What? The Lord, however, had not chosen the people for the sake of the holy place, but the holy place for the sake of the people. And so the holy place itself, having shared the disasters that befell the people, in due course also shared their good fortune. Okay. Having been abandoned by the Almighty in his anger, once the great sovereign was placated, it was reinstated in all its glory. Oh, yeah. They did this every time. Antiochus, having extracted 1,800 talents from the temple, hurried back to Antioch. In his pride, he would have undertaken to make the dry land navigable and the sea passable on foot. So high his arrogance soared. But he left officials behind to plague the nation. In Jerusalem, Philip, how do you even say that? Phrygian by race. Phrygian. Phrygian by race and by nature more barbarous than the man who appointed him, on Mount Gerizim Andronicus, and besides these Menelaus, who lorded it over his countrymen worse than all the others. I thought Andronicus was killed because, okay, you know what? Whatever. Ugh, this is just, it doesn't make any sense. Activities of Apollonius the Mizarch. In his rooted hostility to the Jews, the king also sent the Mizarch Apollonius at the head of an army 22,000 strong, with orders to put to death all men in their prime and to sell the women and children. Arriving in Jerusalem and posing as a man of peace, this man waited until the holy day of the Sabbath, and then, taking advantage of the Jews as they rested from work, ordered his men to parade fully armed. All those who came out to watch he put to the sword. Then, rushing into the city with his armed troops, he cut down an immense number of people. Judas, also known as Maccabees, however, with about 9 others. Wait a minute, we're back to Judas? Withdrew into the desert. He lived like the wild animals in the hills with his companions, eating nothing but wild plants to avoid contracting defilement. Oh, we've gone back. We're in Maccabees now. Wait a minute, but okay. That's it. I'm not even going to go and try and figure this out. Judas is back. It's very sad, isn't it? That's the end of 5. No wonder I need days and days in between before I go to the next one. It's really disturbing. And the thing is, what is even more disturbing, that right now around the world, what did I start out with? Right? I find animals are important as well. The ones that we need to take care of and that we're in charge of and are the masters of our surroundings, and animals, part of the principles of creation, are part of that. And yet, there is so much more emphasis put in so many different ways, so many different things, rather than, for example, figuring out what's going on with the livers of these children. Just saying, right? No, big old campaign. Yeah, animals can fly now in a cabin of an airplane. Why does that even have to be a campaign? This should be normal anyway. Should be given. And some can. I guess if you're not a really big one, you can. Yes? So there it is. They can fly. I guess it just costs more. All that slaughter. If it's true, right? Yes. It's amazing to me on how, or amazing, and interesting on how many times before we start a book, right, it says, well, we're not sure about the accounts. Some of it is just, no. There may be a kernel of truth in there, but who knows? So again, I we have the presidential elections coming up, this, that, and it's just a hullabaloo out there. And again, people are donating millions of dollars, and rich people are giving, one candidate or the other, millions of dollars for these campaigns, which aren't safe anymore. And most of it is just lip service. It's all just lip service. Yes, I know that by now. I mean, most people should know that by now. All this money. But what I want to say is, all this money spent on what exactly? That could be used for so much better things. Yes? Let's just take an example. So, again and again and again, the temple that they built, that is, oh, it's not for God, it's for the people. In what way? Exactly. What's wrong in a way that God told them to set up the covenant of the ark with whatever went with it, which now I'm thinking, yeah, maybe that's all made up too. Right? Do I believe in that the 10 Commandments are true? Yes, absolutely, because they make 100% sense. Yes, and at that time, now I just have to question: could these people come up with that on their own? I don't think so. It had to come from somewhere else. Yes. Just as I look out there and how things are created, how we are created, how amazingly wonderful and beautiful we are created, so complex. Everything works so amazingly together if we don't destroy it. There had to be an artist. There had to be a creator at work. No doubt whatsoever. And it's often an example that I bring up when I come across someone who says, well, I don't really believe in God. I mean, I go, really? Look around you. Start paying attention to the little things. And you will realize it's not possible just by happenstance. A big boom, boom, boom. which may have happened too, but also under the direction of. So let's take the temple. So here, it gets plundered, destroyed, then built up again, plundered and destroyed again. Why spend so much effort on something like that doesn't seem to be able to stand? It's not needed. It's not necessary. And the focus on it is, it's what for exactly? Yes. Well, anyway, I was going to go somewhere else with it, and it kind of slipped my mind. Oh, one little last thing. Yes. Yeah. So I've seen a lot, again, because of the presidential elections and stuff like that. Oh, no. So what's the solution to not spending all this money campaigning around the country? I'm definitely never, ever going to go to any of these things, because why? I can watch it all right here, right? Yes? Why not just have people all tune in, okay, and have the people give of themselves, the best of themselves, just here on the screen, just like I do. They can't do that. They have to have what? All that noise behind them and around them. So then all you get to see is what they want you to see, what they want you to hear. Right? Yes? Huh? It's all surface stuff. All the noise and a hullabaloo around it. And you don't really get to know. As you get to know me here, you do not get to know the presidential candidates. Are you? Just saying. And then, of course, there is all that, for one reason or another, the one side or the other, they're against each other, which is a stupid thing. I don't get that either. You're in the same country, aren't you? You guys should all be on the same bandwagon here, regardless who's, find the best one for the job, but don't fight each other. I'm not getting that either. This doesn't make any sense. Yes? Then it can also come on and say, I never said this. And you can go and look out there, it's not there. Or you can catch him in a lie. Yeah, actually you did say that. And there's videos out there of that. Right? Yes? If the campaigns were done just like this, where they come and say, look, I believe I'm the best candidate for this because, and then tell us, why all the secrecy over this and that and I don't know what, that only the president and certain other people get to know, but the rest of the country can't know about that. Oh, he might just go someplace else. It does anyway. Right? Most trusted people in our government are what? Spies, traitors, right? For money, sell off whatever to whomever out in the world. I'm just saying, it's so weird. So, to really truly get to know a presidential candidate, they should do what I'm doing. Yes? And then one could really get to know the person who wants such a big job, wants such a big position. Right? Yes? Taking care of the people. Just saying. So, I think that's it. That's all I have to share this morning. Oh, the reason I brought that up, because some people say, well, you God's into politics, so as Christians you have to be into politics, to see. And I'm going, really? Okay, I get it. I understand what they're talking about, but here, then why am I paying all them? Who's paying these politicians? How do they get their salaries? Where do they come from? They should have a sticker on their a bumper sticker, right? Or we should have a bumper sticker. Yeah? I said, when I saw that the first time, I thought, wow, that's really crude. That musicians should have day jobs, right? Yes? That's ignorant. That's really ignorant. Yeah? People have no idea. My son, he's a musician. I've been a musician, gosh, man, since the age of 8 or something. Okay. And really got into being a musician and a singer and songwriter. Yes, yeah. And yeah, he works. He works construction as well. So, but I thought that's people have no idea how much work goes into being a musician, a good musician. Yes. Yeah? So why don't we have a bumper sticker? Politicians should have day jobs. Hmm? No? Okay. If they do their job properly, they won't have time to have another job. So we supply the money for them to do a good job. Then why do I have to be in politics? Why do I have to get involved? Why is that necessary? Hmm? Because they're all crooks? Criminals? Corrupt to the core? And even if you get a good one in there, doesn't take long. Because they have no choice. There's too much of all that going on in our government among politicians. And I'm paying them. You're paying them. Just saying. So, am I out there telling the people who are getting the water to the house, how to do their job? Do I need to go and learn how to be an electrician? Basically, that's what I'm told. You need to learn how to be a politician yourself. No, not. That's. I'm paying someone to do that. I'm paying someone to be an electrician out there and get electricity to my house or the internet. If I'm paying someone for their service, then why do I have to be totally knowledgeable about it myself? Just saying. And how are you going to do that, actually, as one person? Every person. How are you going to do that, to have all these degrees, which would end up being hundreds, under your belt in one lifetime? So, no, I don't want to be into politics. I'm paying someone to be into politics. And the idea, it would be like that. So if I need to become a politician, and I need to go and start, to straighten them out or something, then how about I get paid? Or how about I don't pay them anymore? How about you take that out of my taxes? Just saying. Yes? So again, people telling other people, well, if you're a Christian or this, then you should be into politics. You should know what's going on. Well, knowing what's going on and being into it, being actually, are two different things to me. Yeah, sure, I inform myself. I see this or that every once in a while. What am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about the war in Israel and Palestine? Or now Iran or Iraq, or both of them are getting involved as well. What am I going to do about that? How about Russia and Ukraine? What am I going to do about that? What am I going to do about because that's all politics, yes? What am I going to do about the things at the border? People are so focused about people coming in from the border that they're forgetting that what else is coming in, that the government definitely could be stopping. Which are the drugs. There's a whole lot more going on with all that. What am I going to do about it? If the people in charge are letting all the stuff go through, as I said, is it really about the people at the border coming in, distant? How about the ones that are coming in and taking over whole counties on the West Coast? And it's not just the West Coast anymore. and using them for their drug operations. I'm just saying, what is going on? I have to say, what am I going to do about it? Just because I'm going to go out there and have a big mouth about it, but not doing anything? What am I expecting? So who's supposed to do something? I said, people are paid out there by the people of this country to do something about these things, and they're not. So what now? Just saying. The best thing that we can do is take care of our own surroundings to start with, in a peaceful manner, or try at least. I believe that the protection from our Heavenly Parent is there to the best that it can be. I've got to trust that, regardless of what's going to happen or what is happening. Yes? But as far as then if we have to, if I got to do the job, then I'm not going to pay someone else to do, who's supposed to do the job. Then I'm going to stop paying for that service. I should be able to stop paying for that service. Why can't I? Just say, right? Yes. All right. Okay, that's it. Done. Done talking. Oh. It's going to be another beautiful day with the little one. Yes. I'm going to try and make flour with the Johnson grass seeds. I have a few. I'm going to see if I can do it. Yeah, I got to separate the husks or the hull, right, from the seed, and then see what. Probably have to watch a video if there even is one. I know one can do it. It can be done. That's what they supposedly early settlers did here. So yes. Oh, okay. I gotta mention one more thing. See, now I got reminded of that one. I saw. It's a fairly short video considering, and of course it was sped up a little bit. Here's this guy. It's a Tacoma car, and this guy goes out camping in the rain, and you see him set up all the stuff that's all coming out of the car, okay, in all different little places of the car, the truck, okay. It's not like it's just loaded up with stuff. It has all these little compartments where he pulls out this and that, and I don't know what, and I'm looking, and I'm going, that's not camping. What if it doesn't stop raining? Right? Then you're going to have to put everything away wet. Okay, all right. I'm looking at this, and I'm going, why does the guy just stay home? Right? The way he puts up a porta potty in a way, right? Yes? I'm not kidding. It doesn't secure it. I'm going, well, that's a good thing it's only raining and not windy. That would definitely not stay there. Well, anyway, so it was kind of hilarious to watch it, right? Yes, yeah. The guy setting up, I mean, it's a tent. It's a little tent, an outhouse tent, right? And you can take a shower and go to the bathroom. He has this thing and he puts a little. I'm going, what is it? He has some chemicals to put in there too. He says, why don't you just go and dig a hole out there and take a dump there? I mean, while he was setting everything up, he got so wet as well. Right? Okay, all right, just saying. I've gone camping a lot with the children. Okay, a lot, and I love camping. And if my body wasn't so in need of more comfort, I'd still love to go camping. Just to sit next to a fire pit and do your thing there. And I would often cook over the fire pit. You just have to rearrange your menu. Yes. And kids love hot dogs or, whatever, apples and marshmallows and over the fire. And come on now. Wrap potatoes in foil and throw them in, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay, come on now. Anyway, so the way the guys said camping in a Tacoma in the rain, looking at this, and that's not camping. I don't know what that is, but it's not camping. That's just way too much. That's too much stuff to set up. Just stay home if you need. If you want to go camping and have it set up just like at home, then hello. And then sure enough, in the way that he has the tarps and stuff or whatever goes all around the truck for what he had to go and keep doing this for the water, and then in between the tent that he also set up. I was like, oh, okay. The first part of it, I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. Yeah, you could kind of, but then he set up another huge tent for one person, and then the water would slosh in between, and I'm going, okay, now I'd have to say, my setup would be rain timed, not like this. Well, anyway, it's kind of funny to watch. I had to share it on my Facebook page. Just going, this is hilarious in the outhouse. Are you people serious? Who goes camping like that? That's it. There are campers. I bet you that Tacoma, with all this stuff in it, built in, and I don't know what, probably costs more than just a small camper where you just wait out the rain. And I said, good thing for him that it wasn't windy, because from where I stood, what I saw, he didn't tighten anything down or anchored anything down. Yeah, big old windstorm in the mountains. Yeah, and that outhouse would be wee flying somewhere, right? Yes? Okay, all right. Anyway, it's kind of funny to watch. Oh, again, people really put money into something like that, then you'd be, I mean, if you were to be camping, that's your lifestyle. That's where you live. Okay, but who can afford that if you actually are doing that, right? But otherwise, why would you get that? What's the purpose of it? What, to go camping once or twice a year? I'm just saying, right? Yes, that's not the experience of camping. If camping, there goes an experience. And believe me, I see that and I'm laughing at it because I was laughed at, yes, by people when I had a mattress. 2 of them, not full mattresses. One was just kind of a foam mattress, and a regular twin size mattress that I took strapped on top of our Ford Taurus when the kids and I would go camping for at least a week or something, because I wanted to sleep comfortable and I wanted the children to sleep comfortable. And you know what? We always had a great time. People laughed at me doing that. Yet, now you can get a vehicle like this, and I'm not supposed to laugh? Well, just say. You gotta love the world. Stuff that they come up with. It's a bit pitiful because there's so much stuff they should be coming up with that's way more important. Yes? Alright. Well, I mentioned some things. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you and embrace you with love, and I will talk to you all, God willing, tomorrow.